Hey everyone, welcome back. I am Neeraj. In the last session, we implemented inheritance in Golang using a strict composition. If you haven't watched that session till now, I would suggest to have a look at that. That may be helpful to understand the object-oriented approach in especially in Golang. The reason being, object-oriented approach in Golang is not similar as of other object-oriented programming languages like C++ and Java. It is quite different. Just as a quick recap, we have implemented inheritance in the previous session. In this session, we will focus on encapsulation. We will implement encapsulation within our Golang application. I will not go that deep into the actual meaning of object-oriented programming and what the inheritance, encapsulation, and polymorphism is, because that is beyond the scope of this session. I believe if you are familiar with other object-oriented programming languages like C++, Java, PHP, Python, all these concepts sound familiar to you. In C++ or in Java, we achieve encapsulation by using private, protected, and public keywords. They are called access modifiers. By using the appropriate access modifiers, we can change the accessibility of any member, function, member, variable. Unfortunately, in Golang, there is no such access modifier keywords like public, private, protected. In Golang, we achieve encapsulation by using package mechanism. Using packages, we can ensure what fields and what functions would be accessible outside from the packages, wherever it has been defined. Very shortly, we will see that. I'll go to VS Code. Okay, this is the very simple application we had implemented in the last session. We implemented inheritance. We created few structs. A person struct acting as a base class, having fields of name and age. It is having a struct function display person. We are having an employee struct where the person struct is embedded with some specific fields related to employee. We have salesperson and the manager. So this is how we achieved inheritance, and there is no boundation. We can embed the struct up to n level. Moving on about the encapsulation. Right now, our whole application is right inside one single package, main package. In order to achieve encapsulation, we will need to define few other packages. So let's just start. So I'll create a first directory. Let's say call it model. And the idea is that we will move the struct definition inside the model directory. So I'll create a few files, person.go, customer.go. Remember, in the last session, we discussed that maybe we are developing a software for a product store where we deal with people. Person we are dealing with, either they are the customer or the employee. So that's why we are creating this few files. Also, I'll create employee and in the person. So better to move this code from here. This person would act as a base class, and also this would be a package model. Okay, also I'll need to import fmt. Okay, and likewise create a new customer. So let's create a customer. First thing first, package model, type customer struct, and we will very simply we will embed person. Every customer will have a name and a age. Okay, and besides that, yeah, a customer will have a credit card and a credit card pin. So we'll have a field credit card, and let's say make it int, and also a card pin, and also make it int. So these are the fields for the customer right now. So every field would be public, but we eventually, so obviously we will make a few fields private. Because obviously the card pin should be only private to the customer only, and nobody else should access the card pin. Also, I'll move the employee as well. So we'll start with package model, and very simply we move right. Okay, fine. Okay, and in order to make it working, so we will also need to import our model as well. Okay, and here also we will say very simply the model.employee. Okay, so let's try to run this application. We will say go run main.go. My bad. So there is a type. Okay, so we are getting the manager is there and the person details is there. So I'll get rid of this, and let's focus on the customer. We'll create a customer. I created a variable. It would be model.customer. We will embed the person. Name would be the customer will have a, let's say customer 1, having age, let's say 30. Let's try to print it, and let's say provide C. So let's try to run it. So we are getting the customer 1, 30. and this credit card number we actually didn't provide. So I just wanted to make few things clear. So that's why, so we can assign the fields like this way as well. So let's say c dot credit card 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. And now if we try to run this application, so we are the credit card number as well. But what about the card pin? So at present we can set it very easily. However, the customer card pin should be visible only inside the inside the package wherever it has been defined. So how to achieve it? Because right now the card pin is also public, but we wanted to make it a private. In Golang, making any field private is very easy. Actually, we don't need to provide any specific keywords like private. Rather, very simply, all we have to do is to simply change the case of the first letter. So right now it was a capital case C. So all we have to do is simply say small case c. And right now, the moment we do it, so there is an error occurring over here that we cannot, this card pin is undefined. The card pin is not visible outside the package model, because this card pin was defined inside the package model package, and we are trying to access it from the outside model package. That is not actually allowed. So what is the way? What is the mechanism we can do it? Our program might need to access the card pin secretly. If you are familiar with Java, you might have heard the concept like getter and setter methods, right? The purpose of the setter method is to set the value of the field, and the getter method is the purpose of the getter method is to get the value of that field. And fields are private in Java. So as a best design practice, what we do is that we make the sensitive fields as a private, and we create a getter and setter methods. Likewise, in Golang also we can achieve the same. What we can do is I'll create a few struct methods func, and let's say it's a set card pin. It will take some parameter. I'll say the parameter would be int, and we will very simply say c dot card pin equals pin. This field is defined inside the model, and we can very easily access it. Likewise, we will also create another setter method, get card pin, and it will very simply return an int, return c dot card pin. Okay, so let's see, are we able to access those methods? So yes, the answer is very simple. Yes, we would be able to set the card pin. So let's say we want to set it to 1 2 3 4, and also what we are doing here is that with the c dot set card pin, we are setting the card pin, and with the c dot get card pin, our intention is to get the card pin, but actually we will not get the card pin. Let's see that. It will clear one more concept as well. What is happening here is, although we are trying to set the card pin, but we are not returning. Either we have to return it, or we have to set the card pin to the actual address of this object. So there are two ways to overcome this. So let's see one by one. So first way is to return. We will return this object of customer, and also we will need to change the return type. And while we are setting the card pin, we will reinitialize it. We will get this object. And now if we try to run it, so this time we are getting this card pin. We are having a mix of public and private fields. This is the one way using the return. And let us also see how we can achieve it using a object. Very simply, all we have to do is we have to make it as a pointer. And right now, the moment we do it, then we don't need to have return keywords. And also here also there is no need to have collect it. And if we run it, so the answer is same. So we are getting the card pin. What is happening here is that when the moment we make it as a pointer variable, that means whatever changes we are performing, that is happening right at the address of the object in the memory. Not only fields, we can make functions private as well. Let's see that. We will create some function. Let's try to access it from the main package. This function is actually not accessible from outside the model package because this is a private function. But from the get card pin or any member functions, we can access it like this c dot private func. If we try to run this application, so let's comment this as well. We are getting this hello from private func. But what if we need to make it to public? Very simply, very easy. We simply need to capitalize the first letter of our function name. Well, this is Golang way to achieve encapsulation. Very easily, very neat and clean way we can make fields, functions, private or public. All we have to do is just to set the first letter of the field name or the function name as the capital, and boom, that field or that function would become public. Isn't it easier? I haven't seen anything easier than this. In my view, wherever you are creating, if you are dealing with the private fields, this is the best practice to use the set and the get prefix. This is a common. You can think of a common best practices. Okay, that's all for now. I'll see you next. Till then, take care. Happy coding.